Viewer discretion is advised.
August 1990. Iraqi dictator Saddam Hussein sends his army into neighboring Kuwait. Its oil fields are rich for the taking, and Hussein may have his eye on Saudi oil too. Saudi Arabia quickly gathers its allies. The 39-nation coalition is the largest since World War II. They vow to bring Hussein to his knees.
Withdraw from Kuwait or face a coalition ready and willing to employ all means necessary.
8 Apaches from the 101st Airborne Division prepare for the 200-mile flight into Iraq. The Apaches take off and speed across the desert, cruising just 50 feet above the ground to avoid radar detection. There's a total blackout on navigation lights, total radio silence. If Hussein's radar detects them, they risk being shot down by the very target they've come to kill. It takes just over 2 hours for the Apaches to reach the radar towers. When they're 5 miles away, they hover for a moment, surveying their target. This is actual footage from General Cody's mission, the very first Apache strikes of Desert Storm.
We all shot at the same time. After about 12 seconds, the Hellfire started to hit. And when they hit, things had started to explode, especially when 4 to 6 of them hit where the generators and fuel were stored. Moving in closer, we started to launch the rockets. We launched the rockets at the air defense guns for our safety. Moving in even closer, we started to fire the 30mm rounds out of our machine guns to finish off the job. It was only about 4 minutes of fighting, but nevertheless it was hell. We got back onto the choppers and we started to head back. That's when we saw the jets fly overhead. This is how the war started. The whole green sky is dying. The last tree flares. With a great burst of supernatural rose under a canopy of poisonous airs. Could we imagine our return to prayers? To end in time before time's final throes, the green sky dying as the last tree flares. But we were young in judgment, old in years. Who could make peace? But it was war we chose to spread its canopy of poisoning airs. Not all children pleas and woman fears could steer us from this hell. And now God knows, His whole green sky is dying as it flares. Letter to a fallen soldier. Dear Uncle Jeffy, first off I would like to say thank you for your service. Without people like you, everyone back home would not be able to enjoy the freedoms that make America so great. I know fighting against Iraq was tough, but I'm glad you and everyone else endured the hardships, and one day I will repay everyone who served and made it back home or paid the ultimate price. In your last letters you wrote about what's going on over there, and it baffles me to think how one man could cause so many problems. I wanted to tell you about how our country is nowadays. It would make you proud yet disappointed all in one. I'll start with some good. More and more people are getting along and the economy is coming out of a slump, as well as more Americans have jobs than before. Our president is working diligently to follow through with his campaign promises and make America great once again. On the other hand, the social side of America has taken a turn for the worse. People are losing sight of what really matters and are addicted to technology. The world is becoming soft and you're not allowed to express a difference in opinion anymore. A lot of arguments today are essentially, if you don't agree with me, you're wrong, which isn't the way to go about things. I know I never got to meet you, but I heard lots of great things about you and how hard of a worker you were, and that's what I strive to be like. I know you're up in heaven watching us, so for you, I'll do my best to make sure your legacy is honored and respected. This is a letter for all the loved ones that didn't make it back home, but gone but never forgotten.
Walking down the road through the city on a routine patrol. Shots ring out and he hits the ground. Sergeant yells, man down. This is for carried his coffin onto the plane. Gave a salute as they read off his name. We packed away that duffel bag and the silver star that he got from his dad.
I just wanted to start out by thanking everyone who came today to honor the life of our fallen brother. Jeff really was like no other. His courageousness and drive is what set him apart. Jeff put his life on the line for this country, and while we are sad to have to wish him goodbye, we can sleep at night because of people like him. He was a good man and an even better son. Even though he wasn't on this earth very long, nevertheless, he touched many people in many different ways. He was a caring soul and always respected others. He loved the outdoors and he loved his family as we love him. We all know that God has a plan for us, and although we may not understand why, we must move on and continue to live life to the fullest, just like Jeff. Never forget the ones that come before you, because if it weren't for them, you wouldn't be here today. We can all remember Jeff through the good times some of us spent with him and the stories that we hear. Thank you.
Saddam Hussein's reign was one like no other.
Virtually everyone agreed he had to be stopped.
Over 1 million troops faced each other across the battlefield.
After fighting long and hard, people around the world were able to hear these few words.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Saddam Hussein was later put on trial and convicted and sentenced to death by hanging. I just want to say thank you for all our troops who have fallen before us to protect our freedoms. Although you are gone, you will never be forgotten. This project has really opened my eyes to a lot what goes on that people may never know about, and I'm grateful for having this opportunity. Thank you.